everyone, Brooke Norland here, and I am your pink-haired social selling bestie, ready to help you connect the dots in your business and help you thrive online. Welcome to our live today. Today, we're going to be talking about creating an impactful content calendar, and I cannot wait to dive into this with you. In the digital dance that is social media, consistency really is key. And we don't need to make it a chore though, and that's where a content calendar comes in. An impactful content calendar, it's like this trusty like dance choreographer, right? It's going to help you plan your moves, keep the rhythm, and ensure that every post is going to land with that grace and precision that you want it to. So whether you are brand new to social selling or you are a seasoned social seller, this well thought out content calendar can make a huge difference between moving in sync with your audience or stepping on their toes. So let's explore like how to create the content calendar that's going to resonate with your audience and amplify your online presence. So the first thing we really need to do is kind of understand what a content calendar is. And it's more than just a schedule of posts. It's a strategic tool, and it's going to align your social media activities with your business goals. It's going to help you maintain a consistent posting schedule and ensure that you're engaging regularly with your audience. It's going to strategically plan content around key dates and product launches and promotional periods. It's going to balance the types of content that keep your feed fresh and engaging. And it's also going to save you time. That's a huge, big deal, right? Because we're going to be able to batch content and avoid last minute scrambling. So what are kind of the steps you need to go through in order to create an impactful content calendar? The first thing you really want to do is set your social media goals. Before you even write anything on that content calendar, you need to be clear about what you want to achieve, right? Are you looking to drive traffic to your website? Do you want to increase product sales? Do you want to grow your brand awareness or your brand community? Your goals are what are going to guide you to creating that content, and it's going to help you craft messages that move your audience forward and into action. So that's critical. The second thing you want to do is make sure you really understand and know your audience. So on top of understanding who your target customer is, you also want to find out what kind of content they're interacting with the most. When are they online? And use that kind of intel to create content that's going to speak to their interest, solve their problems, and also fits into their social media routine. You can do that by using insights and analytics on your social media platforms to kind of understand where people are already interacting with you and what kind of content they're interacting with. The next thing you want to do is map out key dates. So you're going to want to identify important dates like holidays or events or product launches or sales. And these are going to be your tent pole around the theme for your content. It helps you create rhythm for your audience, and so you can it creates rhythm for your audience, and it's just going to make things so much easier. You're going to plan everything around those key dates, so write those down first. And now these don't have to necessarily just be things that you're aware of right now. They can also be like things you want to talk about for the week or the month. Maybe you want to really focus on a certain type of product that you have or a certain product in general. So just map out these key dates first. All right. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. You also want to make sure that you're diversifying your content. Variety is the spice of life, and also social media, apparently. So you want to really mix up your content types. Like you want to make sure you're entertaining. Sometimes you want to make sure you're educational or helpful. You want to be inspirational or motivational, and you want to make sure you've got conversational content as well. So those are kind of the pillars that you want to make sure that those things that your content will fall into. Now that can be education about your product. It can be education about something that's not your product but will be helpful to your target customer. You can inspire and motivate with your product, but you can also inspire and motivate it with your own life. So you need to kind of balance between product and real life and you and the things that you're going to bring them, different kinds of storytelling. That's going to keep your audience guessing what's next, and also going to make sure that they're engaging with your brand. The next thing you want to do is really set up a plan. So you want to write those important dates on your calendar that we talked about earlier, your sales, your promos, and events. But like I said, this can also simply be, I want to sell this product today. So like for an example, when I was with a makeup brand, I used to create themed weeks for that makeup, for makeup products. So like this week, I wanted to help them choose a complete eye look. So I would pick the dates during the week I was going to hard sell and then build my other content around that. So like what entertaining content can I provide that will help them understand, or will kind of be around the theme of eye makeup? What kind of education or helpful content can I create around eye makeup, demos, or things like that? Is there anything inspirational, like confidence, that I can serve up to them around eye makeup? And what kind of conversations can I have with them about eye makeup? Like what's your favorite color? To wear, or do you wear eye makeup, or do you wear a lot, or do you wear a little? Do you do day and night looks? Asking them conversational questions as well. So that's what I would do. I would create the days that I was going to like hard sell a product. And when I say hard sell, I mean actually share a link or tell them the product is available. Around those dates, I would make sure that I had all of these other things supporting those sale dates, because those sale dates are what are going to drive and what drives content around it. You want people talking about and thinking about what you're going to sell before you even offer that product. So when you offer the product, they already know exactly why they want it and they're ready to purchase. Now, the other thing with this content calendar creation that you want to make sure you're aware of as you create the content around your sales dates is, when are you not available to actually be touching your business? Because on those days, you need to make sure that you don't have content like go live, or I'm going to post a Q&A, so I have to answer questions all day. If you're not available, that needs to be put on your calendar, so you make sure that you're putting the right content around those days that you're not alive, or not around to touch your actual business. Then we want to make sure that we're planning and batching our content. So you've got this beautiful content calendar now. You've got all your sale dates on there. You've got the mix of content around all of your sale dates that are related to those sale dates. And now you need, with this roadmap in hand, it's time to create the content. All you need to do then is reference your content calendar when it's time and create the content for it. Write your captions, design your graphics, or take the photos, film the videos. And this is really going to streamline your process, and it's going to free you up so much time to engage with your audience, to spend more time with your family, whatever it is that you need that time for, or to do behind the scenes things as well. So what I would do is I would look at the next week. So like I would plan my weeks from Sunday to Saturday, right? So on Friday nights, I would make sure that I was looking at what I needed to have created and scheduled and batched for the next week. So you just kind of have to decide what nights or what days or what moments are going to be the days that you are going in and batching your content for the next week. I would suggest you do it a week at a time, just because that's what's going to help you the most, batching your content as far as time goes. But you can absolutely kind of do it on the fly too when you have a content calendar. It's not as time saving that way, but it does help you to stay consistent. So if you're the kind of person who just can't sit down and do a whole week, well, every morning pull out your content calendar, and you've got your inspiration or your plan right in front of you, so you don't have to be scrambling and putting things together and that doesn't make sense to your audience. Again, I suggest the batching, but whatever works for you, right? The next thing that comes up when we talk about content calendars is flexibility, especially if you are a direct seller. Direct sales companies can throw things at you last minute and you're like, whoa, I was in the middle of doing something and now all of a sudden I've got this thing coming from the other side of from the other side of my business. I need to pivot. How do I do that when I have a content calendar? I'm not even going to make a content calendar, because if this stuff comes up, it just throws me off. Let's center ourselves for just a minute. Don't let that throw you off. Pivots are good, and let me tell you why. First of all, disruptive content is actually really good content because people aren't expecting it. You were doing something and all of a sudden something came from left field and you're like, whoa, holy crap, look what happened. It's all about how you present it and how you bring it into the pivot, right? So you need to decide, is this good disruptive content that I can add into what I'm already doing and pivot with it? Or do I need to pick up this section of my content calendar and move it to another time? Do I need to just hard pause? The thing of it is your audience is going to completely understand And it's also going to be one of these things, like I said, disruptive things that's probably going to get more people's attention because she just like full stopped and did something different. And that's disruptive. And that's something that our minds pay attention to. So do not let pivots or changes and flexibility in your content calendar be your enemy. They are your friend. They are. And even if something happens and you're not direct sales company and like something like trending happens out in the world, and you're like, whoa, if I don't talk about this now, I'm going to miss my opportunity. Again, same thing. Pivot. Is it something you can add to what you're doing now? Or do I need to pick this up and move it to another section of my content calendar for another time? Don't delete it. It's good content. It's ready to go. Just pick it up and move it to somewhere else. Okay. Then you also want to make sure that you're reviewing and adjusting your content regularly. Your content calendar does not need to be set in stone. So what I mean by that is you need to regularly review the performance against your goals. So what's working, what's not, and use those insights to tweak and improve your plan. Maybe you do this weekly. Maybe you do this every month so that you can kind of capture what's working with your audience and what's not. But you need to make sure that you're paying attention to those insights and analytics and what your audience is responding to and what they're not, and adjust as needed. So an impactful content calendar is going to empower you to post with purpose and precision. It's going to be the backbone of the proactive social media strategy that you really need, ensuring that every piece of content is going to serve your brand's narrative and your business objectives. It's going to move your audience forward and into action. So embrace the process of crafting a content calendar and watch as your social media presence is going to start to flourish. Your community is going to start to engage with you more. Your brand story is going to unfold more, and people are going to understand you across this digital landscape so much better. So it's time to create your content calendar, an impactful content calendar. I hope that this helps you. Please put any comments or questions that you have down below, and I would be happy to help you through anything that I can. But go ahead, go forth, do the things, have fun, and I cannot wait to see how it works out for you.